Babes, I am telling you right now, if I have to look at one more set of molars or scrape like one more bicuspid today, or honestly hear one more genuinely delusional farm exit speech on my television screen, I am going to completely and totally spiral.
You're at your limit. I mean, bestie, I am actively dissociating right now. My soul has literally left my physical body.
I am at my absolute visceral limit with the human race today, okay?
Just thinking about the sheer, unadulterated volume of chaotic energy we've had to absorb into our nervous systems today is making my left eye twitch.
No, same. I am vibrating.
It is truly a marvel of human endurance that we are sitting in front of these microphones right now and not just, wandering aimlessly into a forest to live off the grid.
I would not survive the forest, but good morning, babes. Happy Wednesday. It's the middle of the week, and babes, we are so genuinely happy to have you here with us on the Snark side.
We made it to Wednesday. Barely.
Grab your glasses, grab your emotional support beverages, get comfortable, because we need you, the Snark Squad, as our third bestie in the room today.
We desperately need a buffer.
We have to unpack this completely unhinged Wednesday we've had because, like I said, my nervous system is genuinely vibrating at a frequency that could shatter glass.
Well, it's vibrating because you've been running on pure adrenaline, iced coffee, and just intense secondhand embarrassment since exactly 8 in the morning.
So true.
For the Snark Squad who might be catching up on our daily lore, we both worked at our respective dental offices today.
Back in the trenches.
Right.
Oh.
And normally, as you know, that's just a standard, highly clinical drill and fill routine. You put on the mask, you look at the x-rays, you pretend you don't notice that the patient hasn't flossed since, 2019.
The judgment behind the mask is real.
It is so real.
Yeah.
But today was next level messy because I made the catastrophic yet highly entertaining error of bringing my 13-year-old niece in to shadow me for a career day.
Oh my gosh, I am still so emotionally invested in this saga.
It was a disaster.
We talked about this yesterday, and I was so excited for her, but watching a young, impressionable girl react to the harsh, sterile reality of adult work life, I was fully spiraling for her.
She was not ready.
I am completely 100% supportive of her dreams, you know that.
I know, but...
But observing her in that environment was like watching a beautiful, naive little butterfly land directly onto an industrial-grade bug zapper.
That is the most accurate description. It was honestly a sociological nightmare.
I bet.
Trying to explain meticulous, grueling, physically demanding reality of dentistry to a Gen Z, or I guess borderline Gen Alpha teenager, is a psychological experiment I wouldn't wish on my absolute worst enemy.
I just don't get it.
They do not. Let me paint the picture for you. And the Snark Squad. She arrives in what I can only describe as a business casual outfit curated entirely by a TikTok algorithm.
Wait, what was she wearing?
Oversized blazer, tiny little crop top underneath, and those chunky loafers.
Oh, to a dental clinic?
Yes. And she asks nonstop questions all morning, which is great, right?
Right, you want them to be engaged.
Except the questions are not about the procedures. She didn't ask how a cavity forms or how a root canal works. No, she asked about the clinic's aesthetic.
Shut up!
I'm dead serious. She asked if the overhead surgical lights came in a warmer tone.
I am screaming. A warmer tone for oral surgery?
Yes.
She wanted golden hour lighting for a plaque scraping.
Exactly. She has absolutely zero understanding of workplace social cues or the baseline suffering required by capitalism.
None at all.
At around 10:15, she looked at me dead in the eyes and asked when we take our mental health walk.
Oh, no. Oh, sweetie, no.
I had to explain to her that our mental health walk is the 20-foot sprint from operatory room A to operatory room B.
And the fresh air is just the aerosolized spit from the ultrasonic scalar.
Exactly. She was horrified, visibly repulsed by the concept of continuous labor.
And the delusion. Because after all of that trauma, after watching you extract a tooth and deal with insurance authorizations all day, we took her out for dinner before recording tonight.
Which was a mistake.
And babes, she honestly seems locked into dentistry.
I don't understand it.
She is ready to commit to the bit. She somehow thinks adulthood still looks glamorous.
Oh, which is exactly my nightmare. She's officially locked in, which means another dentist entering the family ecosystem.
We love a STEM queen.
Let me give you and the Snark Squad the direct, unfiltered economic translation of what that actually means.
Okay, break it down.
It means another not doctor drowning in hundreds of thousands of dollars of federal student loans.
The not doctor allegations.
It's true. She's going to act like she runs a bespoke day spa when she's actually just staring down people's dark, damp throats for 8 hours a day with chronic lower back pain.
But she wants the soft life.
She does.
She told me at dinner she wants to be a strong, independent queen who curates her own schedule.
Delusional.
It's the delusion of youth, though. It really is. She thinks she's going to step out of dental school, magically bypass residency and the crushing debt, and immediately be manifesting a yacht or a sugar daddy to fund her aesthetic lifestyle.
She literally mentioned manifesting.
And honestly, I am all for strong, independent queen energy combined with a soft life. We love a girl who wants it all. Manifest that yacht, honey.
But here is where the delusion meets the pavement.
Okay, reality check.
If we break this down logically, there is a fundamental clash between the fantasy of the soft life and the brutal, unforgiving reality of paying your own bills.
Ah, don't remind me.
The soft life is a beautiful internet concept. It looks great on a Pinterest board. But the soft life shatters the absolute second minute the malpractice insurance premium hits your inbox.
That is so dark, but so true.
I'm trying to emotionally and analytically prepare this child for the trenches of adulthood. I'm trying to teach her about compound interest and the reality of a 9-to-5.
And what is she doing?
She is actively trying to figure out which pastel color of Evgy Guest scrubs will perfectly match her limited edition Stanley Cup.
I feel aggressively attacked right now because I also heavily factor in whether my scrubs match my emotional support water bottle.
You are part of the problem.
That's beside the point. Let the youth dream. But babes, speaking of delusional wellness aesthetics and romanticizing our lives,
Oh, here we go.
Vegetarian Week is still happening.
Fortunately.
I am proudly announcing to the Snark Squad that today is officially day 3. And honestly, it's a total vibe. I am romanticizing my wellness to the
A
extreme.
vibe. You're looking me in the face right now and calling day 3 a vibe.
It is.
Let's document this for the historical record, Snug
Yeah.
Squad. The delusion is actively spreading from the teenager to the host.
It is a vibe. Listen to this menu.
I'm listening.
For lunch today, I had this gorgeous, vibrant veggie burrito bowl.
Yeah?
It had black beans, roasted corn, fresh pico de gallo, a massive dollop of guacamole.
Sure.
Yesterday, I had this insanely aesthetic green smoothie with ashwagandha and sea moss, and then a fancy little cafe lunch with a perfectly wrapped falafel.
A fancy little cafe lunch.
Yes, I am feeling completely transformed from the inside out. I am practically radiating summer wellness babe energy.
Radiating, right?
My skin feels clearer. My soul feels significantly lighter. My digestive tract is thriving. I am a brand new woman.
I need to interject with the sarcastic, brutal, hard truth here for you and everyone listening.
Don't ruin my wellness journey.
Day 3 is not a vibe. Biologically and psychologically, day 3 is pure, unadulterated warfare.
You are just projecting.
You are currently floating in the denial phase of dietary withdrawal. You are confusing the sheer panic of your metabolism with wellness energy.
It is wellness.
Let me tell you about my day 3. There is a gaping, echoing emotional void in my chest where chicken wings used to live.
Oh my gosh, so dramatic.
I don't feel lighter. Okay, I feel hollow.
You are resisting the journey. You just have to lean into the salad.
Lean into the salads.
Yes. You have to visualize the nutrients healing your cells.
I am leaning into clinical starvation. I am obsessively, compulsively thinking about mozzarella sticks.
Well, cheese is vegetarian.
Not when it's deep fried in whatever grease they use at the pub. And I don't mean just a passing thought about mozzarella sticks. I mean intrusive cinematic visions.
Cinematic visions of cheese.
Yes. I closed my eyes during a highly complicated root canal today, and instead of visualizing the canal apex, I saw a slow-motion, golden fried cheese pull.
You're so sick.
The grease, the marinara, the structural integrity of the breading.
Stop, you're making me hungry.
If I have to eat one more leaf of raw, unmassaged kale and pretend it brings me spiritual joy, I'm going to absolutely lose my mind.
Okay, well, to survive this week and to manage your highly dramatic withdrawal symptoms from poultry and fried dairy, the sangria is absolutely on deck.
Thank God.
Babes, if anyone in the Snark Squad was wondering, the pitcher is chilled, the glasses are iced, the fruit is macerating, and it is poured.
Hand it over.
I am so emotionally attached to sangria season. It is literally the only thing getting us through the chaos of this week.
And let's make it abundantly crystal clear to everyone listening. This heavy pour of sangria is completely 100% unsponsored.
So unsponsored.
We are paying for this out of pocket. Why? Because Barefoot Wines continues to blatantly, disrespectfully ignore our sponsorship emails.
They are ghosting us.
We have pitched them. We have tagged them. We are doing the absolute most. and they're giving us nothing.
Nothing.
And yes, I am treating this corporate rejection incredibly personally. It is an affront to my dignity.
I'm fully spiraling about this. I check my inbox every morning. Why are brands ignoring our undeniable star power?
They lack vision.
We are accidentally becoming wine influencers right before their eyes,
Right.
pouring heavy, gorgeous glasses every single Wednesday for the Snark Squad, and they are leaving us on read.
We are a prime demographic.
We really are.
It's corporate negligence at its finest.
Yeah.
They don't recognize grassroots marketing when it hits them over the head.
Exactly.
But honestly, a heavy pour of sangria fixes almost everything.
It really does.
It temporarily numbs the existential dread of student loans.
Yeah.
It makes the psychological torture of day 3 of vegetarian week slightly more bearable. And most importantly,
Yes.
it acts as a much-needed anesthetic for the absolute circus of messy reality TV we are about to break down.
Yes. Oh my gosh, babes. Transition seamlessly with me right into the main event because we have to talk about the farm.
We have to.
We watched the latest episode of Farmer Wants a Wife, Season 4, Episode 5.
Which is a disaster.
Depending on which streaming platform you look at, it's titled either Betrayal and Banishment or Deception and Disruption on the Farm.
Honestly, both titles are aggressively accurate.
They are. We absolutely have to spiral about it. It is a life-altering structural crisis on these farms right now.
The title Deception and Disruption doesn't even begin to cover the psychological warfare we
Well, because
witness.
it's dark.
What's fascinating here is how this season has completely and utterly abandoned its original premise.
Wait, what do you mean?
Think about it. The show is supposed to be about finding love in an agrarian setting.
Right. Romance. Flannel.
But right now,
Yeah.
it feels significantly less like a traditional dating competition and more like a bizarre sociological documentary on human breaking points.
Oh, completely.
Or maybe a high-stakes survival show where the elements are just other women's egos.
Oh my gosh, yes.
The women aren't actually fighting for the prize anymore, meaning the farmer. They are exclusively fighting each other. Or they are just straight up quitting the show.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting, though, and I have to push back on this quitting trend right out of the gate.
Pushback.
Babes, taking literal PTO from your real-life corporate job, packing up your life, flying across the country just to go on a reality show, and then quitting went to is peak delusion.
It is wild.
You can't just throw your hands up in the middle of a dirt road and say, you can't fire me, I quit.
But they do.
When you are the one who actively, voluntarily signed up for farm life, they act like they were kidnapped in the middle of the night, thrown into the trunk of a sedan, and forced into a barn against their will.
Exactly. It's the equivalent of demanding a full refund for a roller coaster you voluntarily strapped yourself into, right as you hit the first drop.
Yes, perfect analogy.
They read the contract, they saw the word farmer in the title, and yet they are somehow flabbergasted by the presence of dirt and other women.
They are so shocked by the dirt.
But let's get into the granular specifics, because Farmer Sean in California is currently running a masterclass in high drama and poor decision-making.
Yes. I need to emotionally set the scene for the Snark Squad because the aesthetics of this episode were wild.
Go for it.
So the producers decide to take all the farmers and their remaining women on a group trip to the horse races.
A classic reality TV field trip.
Everyone is dressed up. The girls are wearing their cute little fascinators. The sundresses are out. The cowboy boots are polished. They think they are just having a fun little derby day.
They were so innocent.
And surprise, the biggest twist of the season.
The twist that ruined everything.
The families of the farmers have secretly hand-picked new, fresh women to enter the mix.
Symbolical.
The existing women are completely gagged. The air gets sucked out of the room.
And let's break down Sean's immediate glaring hypocrisy in this exact
Oh,
moment.
please do, because I was yelling at the screen.
Because before the twist is fully realized, Sean stands there in his little tailored suit, looking deeply honorable, and claims to the camera that he absolutely won't bring a new woman back to his farm.
He literally gave a speech.
He explicitly, verbally states it's out of profound respect for his current group of ladies.
Right.
He says he wants to focus exclusively on his blossoming connection with Emily.
Yeah.
Right? He paints himself as the loyal, steadfast protector of his current harem.
He was trying to be the hero.
But then, the producers parade out the family pick, a stunning woman named Rihanna. And what does our loyal, steadfast farmer do?
He folds like a cheap lawn chair.
Instantly.
Instantly.
He completely caves, throws his entire honorable monologue in the trash, brings Rihanna back, and introduces her to his alpacas and his daily farm operations.
Like disrespect.
And the funniest part is, He instantly starts worrying out loud about appearing dishonest to the other girls.
Which he should, because he was objectively
He
dishonest.
literally lied.
And the naming chaos. Babes, I was screaming at my television. My dog woke up because I yelled so loud.
The names are a logistical nightmare.
We already have the existing menace on the farm, who has been causing problems since day one, named Rihanna, but with an E and an H.
Right.
And now he brings in the shiny new girl named Rihanna, like the pop star.
It is an absolute nightmare for my brain to process.
How do the editors even subtitle this? Are the producers actively trolling us? Did his family do this on purpose?
The producers are absolutely trolling us, and honestly, I respect the dark humor of the casting department.
It's evil.
But let's focus on the original Rihanna. The existing menace, as you accurately called her,
The menace.
because she delivered a performance this week that deserves rigorous academic study in the field of abnormal psychology.
I have never seen anything like it.
Rihanna gets incredibly envious of Emily. Why? Because Emily actually has a strong, legitimate, chemistry-filled connection with Sean.
They actually like each other.
Right. So instead of trying to build her own connection, Rihanna decides to execute a masterclass in reality TV manipulation.
The sheer delusion of this girl. She thought she was playing 4D chess.
It's staggering. It really is.
It
Rihanna completely fabricates a narrative.
just makes it up.
She lies to Sean, claiming Emily isn't here for the right reasons to ruin Emily's standing.
Classic villain move.
But here is the crux of the situation, the most crucial, hilarious reality TV rookie mistake of the decade. Rihanna assumes the production mics are off.
Wait, I still cannot get over this part.
She actually pulls a producer aside, whispers her diabolical plan, and explicitly says she thought she was off mic when she initiated this web of deceit.
Major, major side-eye for me.
So embarrassing.
Babes, we have to talk about the physics of this.
Well,
How do you go on a national primetime reality television show where you are literally surrounded by massive boom mics,
lots of ones.
wearing an audio mic pack taped to your physical body, with a camera crew standing 5 feet away from you holding lenses the size of watermelons, and think the mics are off?
It defies logic.
Are you unwell? Do you not understand how electricity works? It is the most unhinged calculation I have ever witnessed on television.
It raises a profound question about the modern condition and self-awareness, or rather, the complete, terrifying lack thereof.
She thought she was invisible.
She genuinely thought she could orchestrate a reality TV villain master plan in the shadows, like she was on Survivor in 2004.
Right.
Completely forgetting that we live in the era of high-definition, omnidirectional audio.
The audio team was probably laughing so hard.
But, and it pains me to say this because he folded so quickly at the horse track,
Yeah.
I actually have to give Sean massive props here.
Wait, really? Why? Because he didn't drag it out.
Exactly. On any other reality show, a rumor like this is milked for at least 3 episodes.
Oh, minimum 3 episodes.
The lead blindly believes the rumor, spirals into a dramatic misunderstanding. There are tears, there are dramatic
Our
rainstorms.
cliffhangers.
But Sean actually values clarity. The second Rihanna drops this fabricated bomb, he doesn't sit and stew. He goes straight to Emily, sits her down, and fact-checks the rumor.
A man who communicates. A man who seeks primary sources. We absolutely love to see it.
He does the work. He sees right through Rihanna's lies instantaneously, realizes the math isn't mathing, calls Rihanna out to her face, and kicks her off the farm.
It was so satisfying.
He did not hold back. He didn't sugarcoat it to spare her feelings. He made it completely uncomfortably clear that she wasn't the one, her behavior was unacceptable, and he sent her packing.
Okay, but babes, this is the part where I absolutely lost my mind.
The exit interview.
I paused the TV. I literally grabbed a pen and my little notebook because I had to write down Rihanna's exit interview word for word.
Let's hear the receipts.
I was in physical shock at what was coming out of her mouth. She gets caught lying red-handed. She gets rightfully dumped and humiliated. And as she's walking out to the producer SUV, she looks dead into the camera lens and says,
I'm bracing myself.
quote, "You're not the man who will support me." Wow.
She says, it's far beneath my character.
Her character.
And then she delivers the ultimate spine-chilling cringe line. You couldn't hurt me if you tried.
If we break this down, this is the ultimate terrifying evolution of the I before we mentality of the modern social media generation.
It is so defensive.
It is defensive narcissism distilled into its purest form. Let's look at the sequence of events.
Okay.
She got caught red-handed in a malicious, calculated lie on national television. Her Machiavellian master plan crumbled in a matter of seconds.
Seconds.
And instead of experiencing shame, which is the normal human emotion when caught in a lie, her immediate psychological defense mechanism activates.
She deflects.
She has to frantically rewrite the narrative in real time so that she's the one rejecting him.
It's insane.
It's an extreme form of saving face, but she executes it so clumsily and with such transparent venom that it actually highlights her embarrassment tenfold.
He was so deeply humiliating to watch. Beneath my character.
Delusion. Babes, your character was literally just caught lying on a hot mic to ruin another woman's relationship. That is your character. The call is coming from inside the house.
Exactly.
But honestly, while we are on the topic of Sean's farm and people leaving, I have to take a moment of silence to briefly mourn Macy.
Yes.
Poor, sweet, overwhelmed Macy. She evaluated her connection with Sean, felt the immense, crushing, suffocating pressure of the new girls arriving from the horse race, and just self-eliminated.
She did.
She sprinted away from that farm.
She essentially jumped off a moving train to get out of there.
Just rolled right out of the boxcar.
Not literally, of course, but the speed and desperation of her departure were breathtaking.
She was packing so fast.
She saw that new crop of women step onto the dirt. She did a rapid internal calculation on the drama-to-payoff ratio, realized the math was terrible, and evacuated the premises.
And Sean's reaction was hilarious.
Sean gave his little speech about being sad to see her go, but respecting her decision, which anyone who speaks fluent reality TV knows directly translates to, thank God that is one less emotional landmine for me to manage this week.
Honestly, I can't even blame her. Macy wanted the soft life, and those alpacas were simply not giving soft life.
No, they were not.
The energy was toxic, the dirt was real, and she chose peace.
Smartest girl on the show.
But we have to shift gears because if we think California is messy, we need to talk about Farmer Braden in Illinois.
Ah, Illinois.
It's bad over there.
Braden's farm is where the red flags aren't just flying in the breeze, they are being actively paraded around the barn with a full marching band.
With confetti.
The episode starts with Braden trying to sort through warning signs about one of his women, Carson.
Oh, this plot line.
Two of the other contestants, Brittany and Casey, sit him down for a very serious, hushed conversation to warn him about Carson.
Behind the barn, in secret.
They claim Carson is acting completely disingenuous, that she is faking her sweet persona for the cameras, and that her off-camera behavior is totally different.
But babes, this drove me insane. They completely spectacularly failed to give a single concrete example.
Nothing.
Braden asks them what she's doing, and they just gesture vaguely.
Like, oh, just her vibe.
You can't just pull the lead aside, say she's fake, and have absolutely zero receipts. Bring me quotes, bring me timelines.
They had nothing.
And honestly, the editing and the source confusion around this entire Carson plotline has my brain fully scrambled.
Good sass.
I was reading the Snark Squad forums on Reddit last night, and half the viewers were confused, thinking Carson had a secret connection with Sean over in California.
Saw that.
Is Carson farm hopping? Does she have a teleporter, or are the producers just splicing this footage into pure, unadulterated chaos to keep us confused?
It's the messy, frantic editing. The producers are rushing through these eliminations so fast that the audience is getting narrative whiplash.
I feel like I missed 3 episodes.
Yeah, they are cutting corners on the storytelling. But the real storm on Braden's farm wasn't the vague Carson rumor.
No, the real storm had a name.
The actual hurricane was the arrival of his family-picked lady from the horse track, Shyler, or Skylar, depending on which time the Chiron graphic pops up, because production can't even agree on how to spell her name.
Oh my gosh, Shyler. Babes, let's unpack this crisis, because I went on such a roller coaster with her.
It starts off incredibly promising.
It really did.
She arrives at the farm in Illinois, and she doesn't just adapt, she thrives.
She was a natural.
She is absolutely killing it at the farm chores. They are bonding over agriculture. The camera shows her out in the barn, and she is loading these massive, heavy seed bags onto a truck like an absolute pro.
She was matching Braden's work ethic perfectly.
She looks like the ultimate farmer's wife in that specific moment.
Yes. I was passionately defending her to the TV. I was sitting on my couch like, yes! Finally, a woman who can lift a seed bag without complaining about her manicure.
You're highly invested.
We love a physically capable queen. She was putting the other girls to shame.
You were defending her seed bag prowess, and physically, yes, she was impressive. But her emotional capacity was a completely different, deeply tragic story.
Well, it went downhill so fast.
The physical labor was her shield. The literal second the chores stop. and Braden tries to build a deeper emotional connection.
Like just having a normal conversation.
Right. The second he sits her down and gently asks her to open up about her feelings, she goes straight into psychological fight-or-flight mode.
And she chose fight.
She aggressively, almost violently chooses fight.
It was the most awkward, skin-crawling confrontation. I have to mimic this for the Snark Squad because the tone was so bizarre.
Do it.
They're sitting there on a bench, lovely scenery around them, and Schuyler just glares at him with this icy stare and says, "You're not trying."
So hostile.
And Braden, a fully grown adult man who runs a massive agricultural business, literally gives her a playground rubber glue, back to you response.
He was cornered.
He gets defensive and says, "Well, you're not really trying to talk to me." And then she snaps and aggressively gives him a bizarre ultimatum. Make a decision.
Which leads to the absolute funniest, most transcendent, Emmy-worthy moment of the entire season.
Oh my God, at the dinner table.
They were sitting around the dinner table later that evening after this incredibly strained, hostile interaction. All the women are there.
Just eating their little salads.
And the editors make a brilliant artistic choice. They fade the audio of the other women happily chattering about the day into this distant, muffled, underwater background murmur.
It was so cinematic.
The camera slowly zooms in on Braden's face, and he is fully, visibly dissociating from reality.
He is staring into the dark, empty, terrifying void of his own soul. His eyes are glazed over.
He is contemplating every single life choice, every micro decision since birth that led him to a dinner table in his own home, with a woman demanding a romantic ultimatum after impressively carrying a bag of seeds.
You can see his brain just shutting down.
You can practically hear the dial-up 1990s modem sound echoing in his head as his brain reboots, and he realizes with crystal clarity that he needs to send her packing immediately for the sake of his own peace.
And he doesn't wait. He pulls her outside into the dark and cuts her from the farm right then and there.
It was a brutal, swift elimination.
But you know what? Good for Braden. He recovered nicely from the dissociation. He saw the toxic dynamic forming, and he cut the dead weight instantly.
They had to survive.
So what does this all mean for us as viewers and for our sanity? It means we desperately needed a break from the psychological warfare, which brings us to the saving grace of the episode. Farmer Brett in Tennessee.
Thank goodness for Tennessee.
Truly.
Brett's farm is the ultimate palate cleanser. It's the sorbet between courses of absolute madness.
I love that. The sorbet.
After the Machiavellian mic manipulation in California and the silent psychological dissociation in Illinois, Tennessee feels like a gentle, warm cup of chamomile tea on a rainy afternoon.
I sighed with physical, full-body relief when the broadcast finally cut to his farm.
My blood pressure went down.
The green grass, the lack of screaming, no infighting, no secret mic plotting, no ultimatums, just mature emotional stability and feeding cattle in the sunshine. We love a stable, emotionally regulated king.
It's remarkably steady. Now, his family's selected bombshell, Sophia, does arrive from the horse races, and you expect her to stir the pot slightly because that's what the producers want.
Right, the new girl threat.
But honestly, it feels like Brett is already so profoundly secure in his top connections that he could jump straight to the final two right now and end the season early.
He knows what he wants.
The drama just doesn't stick to him. It slides right off.
And his girls are so pure and wholesome. There was this incredibly funny, endearing moment where two of the contestants, Hannah and Quinn, are hanging out in the barn.
Oh, with the dartboard?
Yes. They were literally climbing on each other's shoulders just to reach the dartboard to pull the darts out. It was giving summer camp besties.
Oh, it was very cute.
It wasn't giving toxic reality show rivals plotting each other's demise. They were just having fun.
Though, in the spirit of the snark side, I will snark heavily on the so-called restaurant challenge Brett put them through.
Wait, I loved that challenge.
The show framed this as a test of their endurance and work ethic. They made the women serve lunch to the Monday regulars at a local small-town diner.
It was so folksy and cute.
You loved it because you love small-town aesthetics and the idea of wearing an apron.
I do. It's very cottagecore.
I looked at it analytically as a game mechanic. It was a zero-stress environment. These are sweet, slow-moving, elderly regulars eating soup and half sandwiches on a sleepy Monday afternoon.
They were just drinking coffee.
He basically just asked them to be unpaid waitresses for 2 hours for absolutely no reason other than to see if they could carry a tray.
It's about hospitality.
I had to ask myself watching it, is this farmer wants a wife or is this farmer wants a waitress? Did we completely run out of actual farm chores? Were the cows all busy?
I don't even care. It was cute. They looked adorable taking orders.
Fine, it was cute.
And I am officially declaring right here, right now, that Brett and Hannah are my absolute favorite couple. I am standing them.
They are very solid.
They are the only ones on my screen providing actual breathing, believable romance instead of deep-rooted psychological trauma.
They are definitely the clear frontrunners if your viewing preference is stability over screaming matches.
Which it is, usually.
Which brings us perfectly to the portion of the show where we have to debate the big questions this episode brought up.
Yes, let's get into the segment.
Let's get into segment 1 of our spiral session. We need to ask the crucial overarching question. Who is actually built for farm life?
Let's debate this. Based on this messy, unhinged episode, who among these remaining women is actually surviving the reality of the farm?
Not many of them.
Because from what I'm seeing, half these girls are crumbling the second the cameras stop rolling.
Heavily analyzing the expectations versus the reality here, I am truly deeply baffled by the casting pool.
How did they get cast?
Why are these women so fundamentally flummoxed by the concept of farm work? Did they not read the title of the show before signing the massive NDA?
They just saw being on TV.
You have women arriving to a working agricultural facility in pristine, bright white designer sneakers, absolutely shocked
Shocked and appalled.
that there is dirt and mud on a farm. You have women weeping and accusing the farmers of picking favorites.
Which is the point of the show.
Exactly. The literal foundational premise of the show is a single man dating multiple women simultaneously in order to pick a favorite.
It's literally the rules of the game.
The lack of self-awareness and preparation is astounding. It's like going on Survivor and being angry you have to sleep outside.
Okay, but babes, I have to passionately defend Schuyler here for a second in this debate, even though she got booted.
Defend her then.
Because if we are asking who is built for farm life, she was built for the physical reality of it. She was loading those seed bags.
Yeah, we'll give her the seed bags.
She had the stamina. I respect the physical hustle, even if I have to heavily criticize her massive emotional walls and inability to have a normal conversation.
Physical capability is entirely useless if you demand a marriage proposal after 20 minutes of hostile silence.
Okay, fair. That was a lot.
A farm requires partnership, not just a forklift operator. Conversely, look at Macy.
Oh, May.
I will sarcastically point out
Yeah.
that Macy literally sprinted away from the farm at the absolute first sign of competition.
She did not hesitate.
The wind changed direction, a new girl showed up, and Macy called an Uber to the airport. She is the literal antithesis of being built for farm life. She is built for a gated community in the suburbs.
I want to throw this to the Snark squad right now. Drop it in the comments. Genuinely ask yourself, could you handle waking up at 5 in the morning every single day to feed alpacas and shovel manure?
Be honest, people.
Be honest with us. Because I love the idea of it. I love the Pinterest board of a farm. But at 5 in the morning, my aesthetic is strictly unconscious.
Which flows seamlessly into our next debate, segment 2. Biggest delusional romantic.
Oh, this is a good one.
We need to officially crown the contestant who is most profoundly lost in their own fantasy world this week.
Oh, I think we both know exactly who takes this crown. It's not even a competition.
I instantly, without hesitation, award this to Rihanna.
100%.
Let's analyze the psychology of a person who tries to orchestrate a Machiavellian reality TV villain master plan, gets caught immediately because she fundamentally doesn't understand how basic audio recording equipment works,
The boom mics.
and then confidently, arrogantly pretends she planned to leave all along. The sheer terrifying delusion required to look a man in the eye after getting caught in a malicious lie and say, "You're not the man who will support me," is pathological romance with one's own ego.
It really is.
She wasn't romanticizing the farmer, she was romanticizing her own perceived brilliance.
The absolute audacity. But I want to playfully push back on giving her the only crown. Because what about the women who are genuinely, tearfully furious that the farmers have to spend time with multiple women?
Wow, the crying in the barn.
Babes, I am yelling at the TV. It's a dating competition. There is only one winner at the end.
They forget the format.
You see them crying in the barn because Farmer Sean talked to Emily for 10 minutes. It is a competition. How intensely romanticized is your worldview that you think you're the sole main character on a cast of 15 people?
It's main character syndrome colliding violently with agrarian reality.
Such a good way to put it.
They want the Ryan Gosling, The Notebook romance, where the man builds them a house with his bare hands and writes them letters every day.
If you're a bird, I'm a bird.
But what they're actually getting is a forced group project where no one read the syllabus and the teacher is a producer trying to make them cry.
Exactly. Which leads us to segment 3, the existential crisis of our time. Soft life versus hard life.
The ultimate debate.
Oh, this is where I fully spiral back to our opening banter. Watching these girls break down on the farm completely connects to my niece's desire for a glamorous adult life versus the reality of dating a literal farmer or becoming a dentist.
It's all the same delusion.
It is.
Let's lay it out objectively. The hard life, which is what these farmers actually live, is waking up before dawn. It's hauling seed, navigating unpredictable weather that can bankrupt you,
The stress of the weather.
dealing with sick livestock, and smelling like manure for 6 months of the year.
No, thank you.
The soft life is what these contestants thought they were getting when they signed up.
No, thank you.
Wearing cute, tailored flannel, posing on a vintage tractor for an Instagram story, and sipping iced coffee on a wraparound porch while someone else does the actual physical labor.
I will emotionally, openly admit to you and the Snark squad right now with zero shame, I love the idea of a farm.
We all love the idea.
I love the cute denim outfits, the fresh country air, the golden hour lighting hitting the wheat fields, the idea of a handsome, rugged man in a cowboy hat tipping the brim to me.
It's a vibe.
But babes, if I had to actually scoop manure, if a massive cow looked at me the wrong way or stepped on my foot,
You'd be done.
I would sit in the dirt and aggressively cry. I would pull a Macy so incredibly fast, I would be sprinting down the highway.
I am giving a hard, analytical, non-negotiable no to farm life. Zero hesitation.
You wouldn't even try.
I possess absolutely no desire to be agrarian. I vastly prefer a soft life where the absolute hardest, most grueling, panic-inducing daily task I face is deciding which artisanal cafe to buy my $12 aesthetic smoothie from during Vegetarian Week.
Hey, Vegetarian Week is hard.
The elements are not for me. The concept of physical labor in the sun is offensive to me. I prefer aggressive climate control, high-speed internet, and food delivery apps.
Same, babes. I am not built for the elements. Which brings us to our final, ultimate snark side debate for segment 4. We need to settle this once and for all. Sugar daddy or cowboy?
Let's dissect the pros and cons logically.
Okay, hit me with the logic.
Long term, looking at a 50-year timeline, which lifestyle actually wins out? If you choose the rugged cowboy or the farmer, you are theoretically getting fierce loyalty, immense tracts of land, and a partner with highly practical survival skills.
Right, like if the apocalypse happens, he can fix a fence, he can deliver a calf, he can grow crops,
He's apocalypse ready.
and he looks incredibly, undeniably hot on TV on Tuesday nights.
Granted, the visual aesthetics are strong, but the cons. You are essentially an unpaid, highly stressed farmhand for the rest of your natural life. You are waking up at 4:30 in the morning forever.
That is the deal breaker right there.
On the other hand, the sugar daddy or the yacht daddy offers a fully funded, frictionless existence.
Frictionless.
You get funded trips to Ibiza, zero manual labor, endless access to premium sangria, and your only job requirement is to look presentable at dinner and not at his stories.
When you lay it out like that, it is not even a competition.
It really isn't.
I am dramatically concluding right now that while cowboys are a fun, visually pleasing fantasy to watch while sitting comfortably on my velvet couch with the AC blasting, the Snark Squad is fundamentally biologically built for the soft life.
We are indoor cats.
Bring on the yacht daddy, send me to Ibiza.
Analytically speaking, the return on investment on a yacht daddy is significantly higher, assuming you have a solid lawyer, read the prenup.
Oh, always read the prenup, babes.
Because the farm just yields corn and lower back pain.
Oh my gosh, babes, my heart rate is finally coming down. We have spiraled, we have snarked, we have survived another intense week of reality TV and dental office chaos.
We make it through.
I want to warmly, deeply thank the Snarp Squad for hanging out and surviving another chaotic Wednesday with us. We literally could not do this show without you.
Before we let you go back to your soft lives, I am dropping 4 crucial questions for you to answer in the YouTube comments or on our Instagram. We need data.
Yes, tell us everything in the comments.
Number 1, could you realistically survive farm life? Or are you pulling a Macy and sprinting for the nearest exit?
Sprinting.
Number 2, what is your absolute favorite vegetarian meal? Because I need serious, immediate help to survive day 4 without breaking down and ordering a massive pizza.
Send him recipes, please.
Number 3, what career did you want when you were 13? And was it as delusional as wanting to be a glamorous TikTok dentist?
I wanted to be a pop star, just for the record.
Of course you did. And finally, the ultimate choice. Would you rather date a rugged cowboy or a frictionless yacht daddy?
We need to know your answers. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to keep the unsponsored sangria flowing. We absolutely love reading your takes.
Your engagement directly funds my impending mozzarella stick relapse.
Yes, it does. Okay, babes, remember, stay messy, stay delusional, and we will see you on the Snark side.
But seriously, do you think Rihanna still thinks the mics were off? I can't let it go.